Sammy's my new best friend because I'm an amazing athlete. I don't think anybody said that about me before. It's a pleasure to be here. I am really honored, honestly, because Title IX, I'm basically a byproduct of what Title IX has done. And I think about, this history, and we're too intelligent to play sports, which I was like, I'd never been told that either. So, but really tonight you're going to hear a couple of people speak, and I'm sure it's going to be about history. I'm sure it's going to be about current issues, maybe with Title IX. So when Sammy asked me to speak, I was thinking, what can I really speak about? And I get to speak of what Title IX has done for me, and where it's placed me in my life and the effects of it. And because I didn't help anything to do, or had anything to do with Title IX to get to where we're at. Like she said, I was born and raised in Redmond, Oregon, and then moved to Portland. And I was just a skinny, scrawny little kid that had dreams. And any basketball or softball game or any kind of sport that was available to me, I was the biggest tomboy, and I was all over it. And I look back in Redmond, which is a small town, there was just numerous opportunities for me. I don't know any better. I have no idea that there wasn't an opportunity to play sports. And so if I wanted to play something, I did. Now, I don't think football was an option, and I don't think I could do it with being so skinny, and my athletic socks wouldn't even actually stay on my legs because I was so skinny. So Mom wouldn't probably tell me that it's okay to play football, but every opportunity available for me was there. And so that's what I grew up with, and that's the mentality I've always had, is that, boy, there's just opportunities for us. And I went on to live out a dream that I had, and that was to play college basketball and to get a Division I scholarship. And so I went on to play at Pepperdine University, and I received a Division I full-ride scholarship. And I look back at that time, and I was afforded the opportunities that the male team players had. And I was afforded all the opportunities on travel and uniforms and so forth. Were there inequalities? I'm sure there were. But we really didn't see a lot of them. And you're probably going to hear from people that may tell you very differently. In fact, I do a lot of speaking events, and a lot of ladies come up to me and said, "Oh, I just loved basketball, but I was always told that I can't do it because I had to play tennis." And I always look back and go, man, how many incredible athletes and how many records can be broken with some of these ladies that were never, ever given that opportunity. And so Pepperdine lived the dream, got a Division I scholarship, and then really it was the next step where I think Title IX has really meant a lot to me and has had its effect on me, is I got into coaching. I've been doing it 21 years, I think it is. And everything that I learned about sports, which so many people worked really hard to get to where we're at right now for opportunities. I learned confidence. I learned how to have confidence. I learned how to compete. I learned about the thrill of victory, and I'm learning about the agony of defeat right now as we're on a 4-game losing streak. I learned how to work through things. I learned so many things from sports. And I'm not saying that people are not in sports that cannot learn those things, but it sure had an effect on me. And I fought hard as an athlete, and I think what I'm doing right now, coaching, and all the things that I do with teaching our young ladies, which every day I go to work, my number one priority, and I always think about it, is that, Sherri, you impact young people's lives. That may or may not happen now, but it will happen later. And so all those things really are byproducts of what Title IX brought to me. I feel like the biggest thing that I need to do with Title IX is to carry that on. So we do talk a lot to our players about how much Title IX has meant to us, like telling them that, yeah, you're able to go on these trips where, you know, we have the same financial trips as the men's teams. And, you know, just try to keep that going. I think that's real important. I've seen coaching, there's still some disparity that with women's programs and men's programs. And I'm not saying this because my boss is in the room, but I've worked under some amazing athletic directors here, Washington State, and other universities, where my athletic directors have made it a priority to make sure that we are equal. And I remember at Washington State, I worked under one senior women's administrator, Marcia Saintsholtz, and I always called her the bulldog. I just thought she was the bulldog when it came to any inequity. And sometimes I thought it was over the top, but now I look at it, it wasn't. What she was doing, she was really fighting for all of us to have equal rights. And we forget, you know, as we go to the polls, women, that, you know, we didn't have a chance to vote. And a lot of women in sports didn't have the chance to have, I think, the opportunity to play. So, bottom line, Title IX, it's had a positive effect in my life. It really has. And I think for us, like I said, we need to carry it on. I also think there's a lot of change that needs to happen. Talked to my athletic director, they're at the club sport level. There's a lot of club sports, they're just male dominated, where the female club sports are not, and we have a lot of inequities there. But I think it's so real to be able to tell you that I didn't know what it felt like to be someone that only had tennis or swimming or ballet. I'm someone that really had every opportunity handed to me because of someone else working extremely hard to get this amendment passed. And that's really about it. I have a basketball game. You're more than welcome to come. And I don't know if anybody has any questions, but I will let the next speaker come. But we do have a basketball game. So if you want to see Title IX in effect tonight and help us win that next game so we don't have another losing streak going on, that would be absolutely wonderful.